Okay, so today I'm showing you a video on how to master key a Schlage lock. Master key means that two or more keys work one lock. So we're just using a mortise cylinder for demonstration, but this would apply towards your deadbolts and your handle, your knobs, and everything. So what you do is, now I picked Schlage because they already have the cuts to the key already on them. This particular key, the cuts are 7, 4, 2, 4, 5. So we're going to write 7, 4, 2, 4, 5. Okay? And the next cuts are 7, 5, 6, 4, 4. 7, 5, 6, 4, 4. Okay? Now you can use quickset, you can use any key. I just did this for demonstration purposes to keep the time down. But the first and most important thing is when you when you master key, is to determine the correct cuts of the key. You have to do that somehow, some way. You can use a key decoder or whatever your method is, or you can put a key into an empty chamber and to check the corresponding pins to get the correct depths to the key. But that's the most important thing. Otherwise, your master key system won't work. So what you do is you write down the numbers across 7, 4, 2, 4, 5 and 7, 5, 6, 4, 4. And then what you do is you find the lowest number between the two. And now when you master key something, that doesn't necessarily mean that there will always be a master pin in every chamber. And here's a good example of why. The difference, both numbers are 7, so no matter what, the pin has to be a number 7. Okay, and the lowest number between 4 and 5 is a 4. Lowest number between 2 and 6 is a 2. 4 and 4 are the same. And the lowest number between 5 and 4 is a 4. Okay, so 7s are bottom. These numbers that we're going to write are going to be all bottom pins. The lowest number between each group of numbers is your bottom pins. So lowest and bottom. Okay, so just keep that in mind. 4 and 2, and then we have our 4 and then another 4. So our bottom pins are going to be 7, 4, 2, 4, 4. Okay, now what you do next is you take the difference between the two numbers. Now, for example, 5 minus 4 is a 1. Keep in mind, 7 and 7, so we're not going to put a master pin in that first chamber. Again, 5 minus 4 equals 1, so your master pin is a 1. 6 minus 2 is 4, so your master pin is a 4. 4 and 4 are even, no master pin. And 5 minus 4 equals 1. And so a 1 will be your master pin there. And you can kind of do the math here. 7 obviously. So right here your bottom pin will work a number 4 cut key, or with your 1 master, 4 plus 1 equals 5. So you have 4 and 5. 2 and plus 4 is 6. So you have either a 2 cut or a 6 cut. Both chambers are 4 there, and a 4 cut plus 1 is a 5. So a 4 or a 5 cut. But I'm just going to give you a demonstration of how we do that. So we'll start with the bottom pins. And these are the master. So bottom pins are 7, 4, 2, 4, 4. So we just put the corresponding bottom pins in there with a 7, 4, 2, 4, 4. And now I don't know if you can see or not, but some of these pins are already sitting flush. Which is fine, that's what you want. Okay? Okay, so now our master pins. Remember, in the first chamber there's an X, so no master pins in the first chamber. We're going to use the number 1 pin, master pin, in the second chamber. And some of these pins are pretty tiny, so you might want to use tweezers. Okay. Third chamber is a number 4 master pin. Fourth chamber has no master pin because both cuts are 4. And the fifth chamber has a number 1 master pin. So we have 5 chambers and only 3 master pins. Okay. So then if you have any other questions or anything about how to get the lock apart, watch some of my other videos on how to rekey. This particular one, like I said, is a mortise cylinder, so if you want, you can watch that. Put your plug back in and put it in the lock position. Now, in theory, both of these keys should work. We got our first key, which works. Okay. We have our second key, which works as well. Kind of clicks a little bit. It's because we're using number 1 master pins. Keep in mind, the smaller the master pin size, try to avoid using small master pins, basically, is what I should say, is if you can. If not, like on this particular key, we didn't have a choice. If you have a choice, do it. I try not to use anything below like a number 2 master pin. And just to prove that I have an extra key, you can see that this key doesn't work. So here's our first key again, and our second key. So that's how you master key. I'll probably do another video on how to do it. Very simple. The hardest part is the math. Just keep in mind, write your lowest number on the bottom, and the difference between the two numbers is going to be your master pin cuts. And remember also that not every chamber is going to have a master pin in it, if the two cuts are the same. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, email, whatever you need to do. I'll be more than happy to try to help. Appreciate you watching, and I'll have another video out very soon. Thank you.